Hey folks, welcome back to Dwarf Fortress Reignearth. And let me bring up my status screen. We're in midsummer of 130, which is a couple, 2, 3 years since last episode. Um, I basically played the entire weekend. I don't know when I'll upload this, so you don't have any perspective on this, but yeah, not too terribly much has happened, even though a lot of time has passed. I've done a lot of work in this place. We've suffered a lot of losses, but things are slowly growing as far as drinks, other stuff goes, wealth. We haven't had much opportunity. I think we've only traded the first year with the dwarves, and every other year there's either been a siege or an ambush, and we've been shut off. We've actually traded with the humans 2 times. The elves have come, but really haven't. I never trade with them, almost never, unless I'm in desperate need for food or something. And so, as you can see below, here. Actually starting an area. This is the second attempt to start an area, I should say. Because I gotta explain this whole situation. Magma Forge area, and hopefully, get some of those glass blocks made. Get some obsidian. Whoops, I always mess that up. So I'm letting that flow in. Got a grate, and floodgate will be lowered soon. Everything's hooked up. Um, and I had originally started it here, which was directly over the lava, and I just open up floors. As you can see here, some clothing is here because one of those magma crabs that was floating around in here. There's a bunch of them. Just decided to go through the hole and kill like 4 dudes. Thankfully, no one really important. The only one maybe really important was a butcher that had come down here for some reason. He was pretty high level, so I had to assign a low level guy. But everyone else was sort of low level. So as we see, we were at 90 populations. So we've lost quite a few people. Not just from that incident, but for several others. So I'm bringing ores down here, metal ores. We're pretty far down. We're like what is this? Negative 18. So I went up several cavern layers. Yeah, we do have one particularly nasty forgotten beast in here. It's occasionally pops up on screen. Made of steam. It's kind of or something like that because we had something like that in the last fortress, which makes me not want to even break into the cavern levels at all. So yeah, one of the people who died left behind a gander or a duck or some sort, and has been wandering around down there for a long time. So let's go up here. As you can see, I do have gold, so and a lot of it in this place, even up further up top. So some of these ideas I have about trimming things with gold, I do have everything here in house, so it doesn't matter too much because I was going to rely upon trade if I didn't have it, which would have taken a long time to get gold. So you see here we got lots of gold, um, lots of tetrahedrite again, like in the other fortress, and they have some other stuff here too, which will basically make some of the crappier metals, but it's probably good for like you could probably make bins and chains out of them. As you see some stuff here. So that's pretty far down. I'm going up little by little. I'm not going to show too much of the base like last time. I just kind of over-explained everything, and ended up being like a 20-minute episode for no reason. So let's just go up, and that's the next cavern layer. I have been doing some exploratory digging, as you see, and this pretty much meets up with the base. I mean, I decided, okay, I'll dig down here, and I was just so close to breaching the caverns and I was so very close to breaching the caverns too with these with my graveyard. As you can see, lots of them, and almost all of them are filled. Because the ambushes are what get me. It's not so much the sieges. The sieges, they almost always start on the edge of the map, and you got a chance to use your alert to get them downstairs. But the ambushes always keep happening right in front of my door, and so as we gradually go up, I have expanded the area a little bit for since last episode for stuff, but I have gotten rid of some of the things. I had like a forge. I had this guy making charcoal and stuff. I was getting low on wood because we're indoors because of the siege. So I got a lot of this stuff done because of the different sieges and ambushes, I had to shut myself off. And I remember one siege lifted, and I went out, and an ambush happened almost immediately. Starting to dig down in the level below the first living area, which we have dug out. I haven't. A lot of people are without without rooms, and I do plan on getting them down there. And I'm gonna have to probably do what we did with Scarlet Rocks, our previous fortress, and probably smash some of this junky clothing. But I have been designating it, and I may actually sell it this time around. It's just I finally set up a kennel, so we got everything in there. For some reason, this is our well. Remember we were filling that up last episode. Um, I set up 3 wells. This is for soap. This is for buckets, but apparently they're all in uh, other things are used up. Um, I did have some flooding going on here because someone was fishing. I don't know why it flooded a little bit, but it didn't do too bad. So we have room for expansion. I just haven't had much time to do this. All the nobles' rooms have been dug out, but only 2 of them are being lived in. I think it's the mayor. They changed the mayor on me. Oh, that's great. I'm gonna go put mayor back in, and the bookkeeper guy. He's also the manager. So the rest of the people I didn't bother. Oh, the doctor here. He's in the hospital, which is right here. I dug the hospital out. I haven't actually blasted through the floor yet here. I plan to soon. Make another well in that area. Won't be set up for fishing. There's a doctor's office. I'm going to start doing some traction benches. I did build a few from some of the ropes I built. So there's a table in each room. There's going to be a traction bench on the other side. Everything's got a door. So most of them. I got some more doors. And I actually had to set up 2 hospital zones on either side because they wouldn't let me confine the whole area. So that kind of sucked. But yeah, so it's going to have double supplies since I have two coffers. And very little's happened. I put my butcher shop down here, farmer's workshop. Yeah, basically we have a second still up now, screw press. I still haven't dug through, as you can see. I still have to channel down on this. And I got the rest of the chairs in, and this is going to be that garbage disposal area, kind of like we had in the other fortress, but rather doing it out on the surface, we can do it below. So yeah, I have my guys. Well, they will be eventually coming in here and doing more smoothing. And I think I have them doing the tombs right now, because I had so many of them. So this is almost. Let me just actually. It's almost done. I gotta do a little by little here for channeling there. All this was dug out. Of course, I breached the cavern layers, so we have stuff growing. I have to floor everything over. And the problem is, like you see here, something is growing here. And that's leads down to this one. So I'm tempted to turn it back on, but if I turn it back on, it's going to start flooding in the other room. So I don't know. I'm going to have to turn it on. Because the tree's going to grow either way if I don't. I gotta get it so that there's water in there. And trees are going to be growing in other ones too. So this is a bit of a problem. But the other ones, because I will doing my obsidian building area, I got a lot of this stuff's being floored over now. As you can see, in these rooms, at least just so I can get in them. Unfortunately, I'm doing these hallways, some of them. I'll come back and do some of them. I'm mainly using the blocks that I'm making from all this stone to this is another area I dug out. Finally started doing for finished goods. They haven't been organizing them, and I've been actually saving bins, so I don't know why they're not organizing them into bins, but I have most of my people now are set up with masonry and architecture, so they can do some of the work outside. We don't actually have a whole lot of people to spare to do a lot of hauling duties, but I'm going to have to start cutting down trees in my inside the fortress and flooring over some of the stuff. As you can see, I'm already got trees growing in here pretty rapidly. I mean, a lot. So they're being built really rapidly here. Indoor refuse stockpile. I think I showed you that last time. An extra wood stockpile and more trees. Oops. It's actually growing inside here. At least just cut this out. Cut whatever we can. This is a glass collection area and a glass furnace. Unfortunately, and this is mostly has charcoal in it, but I might be doing it down below. I don't know what's more efficient. I think it'd be more efficient doing it here, but I don't know if they put sandbags in here. I was trying to figure that out. Yeah, we've got a lot of captured things and a lot of these annoying birds called Kias, as you can see, trying to steal stuff always. And they were doing this to me on other fortresses too, so I don't know. They're just annoying birds. And some of my cage traps caught some of them. They were stealing blocks, wheelbarrows, and stuff when I'm caught down in siege mode. And yeah, that kind of sucks. So we got some farm plots made. I'm gonna have to make more. And probably floor over the areas in between. So it looks nice and organized. I haven't put this pig out there yet. I did buy one. I think I do have a male and female though, because I did get some attacked, got killed, because one of the ambushes happened the worst time I was channeling down in this area to expand it more. Because if you remember, it was kind of like this, and they attacked just then. They went down there and slaughtered most of my pigs. So now it's pretty much protected, but unless they come up to the edge and start shooting down on it. So yeah, I put after that happened, put traps all over here, mostly cage ones. Do have one pretty nasty weapon trap. I'm gonna put some more around there, but this is all gonna be cut down eventually, you know. So yeah, and this is we're gonna put the blocks in here instead of being out here to try and keep those darn birds that keep coming in waves. I'm getting so sick of them. They're constantly coming here. Now, other than that, in the area around the base, not much new has happened. Now I have to pull out here. So you can see below is where I'm doing the work. And I'm still not fully pulled out, am I? Why is it not showing the edge? Yeah, that's weird. Not showing the edge. So you see here, there were all hills out here. I know a couple things sticking up. So I started at this top level, and on the edge, I made roads. So we don't have trees that are going to grow on the edge. Then, little by little, I had my miners channeling down. But every time I do this, my people get caught outside and they get attacked and whatnot by these ambushes and sieges. So far we haven't really lost too many people. Going down, I'm eliminating the final bit on this. But as you can see, this is going to take a very long time because then I have to do this whole area. And then this whole area. And that's where the next level down is this is ground level. Or actually, it would have to be this whole area. Yeah, so then that's where I'd build the temple. Or going to. So what's going to happen is eliminate most of the ramps from the roadway. There's some spots I have them strategically placed, and there'll be like a roadway system kind of twisting and turning that kind of leads around. And our main entrance to the base eventually will have like 2 big towers here and an entryway, so all the roads will eventually go around all around the edge. Go in. As you can see, we have, and then below, these are where the 3 towers, the main towers, where the glass tops will be. And so imagine this. So the temple on the surface would be like this. Well, actually, it might be a little bit less. It's going to sort of be connected to this one, but not to these. I may have walkways going across from the top, though. That might be a neat idea. It might look cool. This one will be connected. There'll be another one on top of it, on top of the temple. Also kind of close to this, or maybe in front, I don't know. But that one will be where the king of the Baron lives, if I do that. So let's zoom back in here and get actually outside and just show you those roads real quick. Down corner. Yeah, I'm just using whatever random stone I have, and I'm doing them in very small sections, like 3 by 3. And because I have so many people, like I mentioned earlier, I have so many people designated for masonry and architecture. I think it's architecture you need for this. Um, they all come up here, and they're able to get it done relatively quickly because they're just only have to make a couple trips with the stone blocks. So it's getting done. Um, the only problem is this lower edge here, and a lot of the work I'm going to have to do on the roadways on the lower edge and then on the lower levels here. That's the part where I get in trouble, where the ambushes hit me, and it's a long travel from inside the base to come all the way out here. It's like many squares, you know how it's like it's basically measured in squares, the distance. So by the time they get out here, they blast down a few of these, or they come out here and they put a couple, you know, road sections up. Then they go back and they have to go eat and sleep, and there's a whole thing with that. So that's where we're at, guys. I guess as far as updates go, this is it. I wasn't going to make this a long episode. Just an update after having played 2 days in a row for like a zillion hours. And quite a few years have passed in game. I don't remember if I even mentioned it in episode 1, which year I started. I don't remember what year I started. So I think we're about 6, 7 years in game, I'm guessing. I'll have to go back and watch the first episode, see whether I did show anything or not. Because I can't remember. Um, we do have a lot of creative wealth, I think, as far as for trade goes. We can actually trade quite a bit. It's just that we haven't been able to because no one's ever here. And so we missed the Dwarven Caravan so many years in a row now. I don't know when they're coming back. We probably don't really need them that badly, though. It'd be nice to get some variety of meats, but that's really about it. So, that's it. I'm going to end the episode. I'm going to keep building the roads, keeping working, blasting down these hills, and I go all the way down below here again. Let me actually pull out here a little bit. I don't quite know how I'm going to do an obsidian farm. I figured just having water falling down on this isn't going to work really well. Because I read up in the wiki that if it falls like so many spaces that it just turns to steam and actually doesn't turn to obsidian. So if I just have it fall on this, it might not work. So I don't quite, yeah, see how it's kind of over here. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this. Yeah, and I'm also got to be fearful of these. Like you see here, these go back here, little specks of those magma crabs. I really don't have any military to deal with them, and they're basically range. They can shoot. I need tons of obsidian, and there's not a whole lot of obsidian in here. Only a little bit on some edges. Yes, there's a couple of adamantine spirals here, which eventually, if I do want to mine these out, I'm going to have to go over to them. So unless I could find a nice pocket off from the edge here of obsidian, I'm going to have to go full scale into pumping some water down here and maybe coming up with a system to make it. Of course, the wiki has said suggests pumping it into a room, pumping water on top of it, and doing this whole elaborate thing. You guys know I don't really, as I mentioned I don't know how to do pump stacks and pumping and getting mechanical power. I have watched one video where someone did something with a windmill or something like that. That's a little beyond my skill level. So yeah, that's something I could do, but it's doubtful I'm going to do it. I'm not going to have the water system come down here though, close to this area, because I want to keep it in a separate area. But we'll see. We'll see. That's it. I'm going to end this episode. I will catch you guys soon. I don't know how many in-game years I'll go, but I will probably move forward, and I want to show you this kind of incrementally as I work towards this mega project. Because when it's done, it's gonna look freaking epic. Really is. All right, and I'm signing off. Adios.